Morning everybody. First of all, I just want to give a big shout out to Remuera Probus. Thank you so much for hosting me last week on Tuesday. Fantastic organisation, Probus band. That particular club is very, very active. So lots going on for the membership there. And had a great meeting. It was just another one in the lineup of meetings that I have. I'll go anywhere and speak to anybody about the access and equity challenges that are taking place throughout New Zealand with regard to aged residential care, around the need for aged residential care, and what the solutions are for government and through government action actually for us as New Zealanders. So really good meeting, and I appreciate it. So one of the things I've also did last week was I'm judging I'm one of a panel of judges judging 3 or 4 of the awards for our upcoming aged care conference, and which is in October down in Christchurch. And I mean, I understand why, but in the mainstream media, what we hear are the minority of what are negative things that happen to individuals inside any area, whether it be hospitals, whether it be aged residential care, whether it be in-home care. The mainstream media generally presents to us what are negative outcomes, and that's because part of their job is to inform us about things that we as the general public should be aware of, and I suppose in one way to protect ourselves. So, or to know what our rights are in those sort of circumstances. So, and to uncover things that are not being done well or not being done properly. So I absolutely get it. This is not a go at the media. That's part of what is their role. But of course, there are so many more amazing people doing incredible things inside multiple different areas of New Zealand that we never hear about. And particularly because I was talking to a few people who happened to be in health over the weekend, and they were letting me know about what has been the consequence of the push for 7-day discharge, or trying to release hospital beds, turn them over a lot faster, which we all know we need to do. So it's not an issue with that. It's just an interesting juxtaposition against these two realities. So what I heard about over the weekend was that in an effort, in a sort of a Health New Zealand region, not too far from where I'm sitting, in a push to turn over hospital beds as quickly as possible, there's been implemented a process by which an individual is released from hospital after an acute situation and is delivered to their home. A district nurse will be there in the home to make sure that they are sort of welcomed into the home. They are they're sort of, either they're gotten ready and placed in bed, or they're this, that, and the other. And then they're all good overnight, and then the next day somebody else might drop in. Now, while I appreciate all of that, it's the bits in the middle that I think are the most challenging. So certainly there's nobody overnight there, and often, particularly when we're talking older individuals, there's no family, they're living alone. And so there's quite large spaces where some of our seniors are living who are alone. And I know when I was the Minister for Seniors, isolation and loneliness and depression were one of the major concerns. Now we add to that ill health, we add to that the struggle to get yourself to the toilet, to get yourself a cup of tea, all of those things that make life harder, just hard work, right? At a certain age and stage in our lives. And then if I juxtapose that up against one of the entries into one of our awards was the staff of this particular facility were from a variety of nations, and so I think it might be once a month. There is a nation that is picked by the by the residents and by the staff. They pick a nation, and that's where they're going to go on a trip. And there are passports that are made for the residents, there are plane tickets that are made, a little customs desk is set up, or an immigration desk is set up, and the staff are, don costume to make them look like, whether it be a customs or immigration agent, or whether it be cabin crew and so on. And for that afternoon, the residents go and they check in and they get on a plane. So their seats in their lounge room have all been placed in rows. On the back of the seats are the mock-ups of what are the screens that we see when we get on Air New Zealand flights. There's a projector at the front which projects up images from the nation that they're going to, and there's a whole performance that takes place. Then activities, like for example, of this one particular visual that I saw, they were going to China. So there was a Chinese dragon had come in and was doing the Chinese dragon dance. There were Chinese dancers coming in to do traditional dance. My understanding is that they also experienced the cuisine of that nation and so on. And I'm just like, I'm not doing it justice. You have to see the video and the footage of what the effort that has been gone to provide a quality of life experience for those who are inside residential care. And I'm just putting those two things up against each other. And I'm just thinking about how much we try to avoid placing individuals who have been assessed as needing residential care from actually providing them with that. There's still a negative in a big way, and yet the holistic benefits goes well beyond what is just the provision of care in many of the facilities that our members run, and the level of staff commitment to the individuals that they care for, not just clinically, but in every way, shape or form. There are some amazing stories out there, and I'm going to see if I can figure out a way to showcase them better so that you can see them. Okay, bye-bye.